Hello, so I just decided to do a video on how to replace trailer bearings on a horse trailer. This also includes packing the bearings because when you put new ones on, you gotta pack them. So unfortunately, I already... First step is to jack up the trailer, gotta do someplace. Oh, and this is a Logan Coach Ranger the second. That's what kind of trailer it is. Find a steel beam, jack it up, and then you want to put like a jack stand under it. Because I'm on gravel, I have wooden blocks. Next, you remove the tire. Always loosen lug nuts before you jack it up. There's my tire. Then the next part is to remove this cap. All caps might look different. That's what my other cap looks like. This one has blown off multiple times. That's why I have a different one. So in order to pry this off, what I'm going to be doing is putting a screwdriver, a flathead, right in there like this, and then hammering the top. So I'm going to do that real quick. Okay, so while you're doing this, if you have a dog outside, you got to make sure you don't lose your dog, as it appears I have. Okay, so back to it. Once you take off that cap, you're going to have what's called a cotter pin. Right here, you're going to want to get your tweezers, unpinch it, and then pull it on out. So I'm not sure if I can do this with one hand. I might have to cut. But you can kind of see the flat end. This is the end that you're going to unpinch. Oh, sorry. And then the rounded end right there is where you pull it out. Oh no, there's grease everywhere. Okay. This job is about to get messy, so you'll probably want an entire roll of paper towels on you when you do this. Here's my cotter pin. I just pulled that out. You'll want to wipe up some of this grease, and the next step is to loosen this castle nut, screwing it to the left. I might have to stop it for that so I don't get grease on my phone, but I wanted to just say real quick, how do you know if your bearing is bad? Listen to this. Do you hear that friction noise? I hear it when I'm driving. It's also blown off a cap multiple times, twice now. So that is why we are replacing the bearings. Okay, I'm going to remove that castle nut and show you the next step. Okay, so to remove the castle nut, you actually need channel locks to grab it. My channel lock's right here. Clean up some of the grease, and after that, I should be able to remove this entire hub. That should be the bearing right inside there, but there's also one in the back. So it's important to try to catch it so it doesn't get too dirty when it comes out. I'm gonna pull this whole hub off. I just removed the cap, and as you can see, the bearing on the outside fell out. Right here I have the bearing, and then I have a washer right next to it. I still gotta clean that up. This is the back side. So you see that with the red rim, that is called the seal. Every time you do this, you should plan on replacing the seal. They don't really come out nicely. But there's another bearing right inside there. And I do plan on replacing both, but I gotta get these cleaned up so I can read the part number. So to get the seal out, I actually have a seal puller. So you don't really want to hook your bearing. See that piece of metal that just moved? That is the bearing. So best way to do this is to put your boot on it, and I might need two hands, and then to pull with all your might. Hang on a moment. Okay, I just pulled off the seal. Here it is. It's really dirty, and then I got my bearing in there. So next step is to clean all of that up with paper towels. Sorry to keep changing the camera angle, but once you get the bearings and the seal all cleaned up, you gotta look at it for part numbers. This seal, I can't find one on, but I do have a part number written down somewhere, so I'll check that out. Always buy extra seals because the number of times they break going inside is insane. So it's easier to just buy a lot of extra so you don't go back to the store. They're only like $2 each. And then this bearing has a part number on the back. Whatever that is. And this one does not. So I'm about to call the nearest parts store, O'Reilly's or AutoZone, and see if we can track down some new bearings. Okay, so I just got back from the store and I got the parts now. These are the new bearings. So the next step will be to pack these and to clean this out. So I'm just gonna wipe this out with paper towel. This is the wheel hub. That needs some good cleaning out. So I'm gonna check that out. To pack the bearings, I use a bearing packer. There it is. Highly recommend. Don't use your hand, doesn't work. Okay.